Hello, everybody. Hello out there. It's good to be here on a Tuesday with you. Welcome to the channel. This is Anvil Music and Media. My name is Brett with Anvil Music and Media, where we bring you the latest tech news and tech happenings, the future of AI, all sorts of things we talk about here. So, welcome you to the channel. Looks like we've got first up. Daniel's here. Hey, Daniel, how's it going? How are you doing? Thank you for joining. Thank you for the comment. Kush is also here. What's up, Kush? Thank you guys for both joining. Appreciate you guys for joining the chat. It's been a great day so far for me. Also a great weekend. As you can see, I'm back here in the studio. I'm out of the car. I got out of the car. Many of you guys know we were doing lives pretty much last Friday and last Saturday in my vehicle because I was away out of town. So I'm back here, back at the spot, ready to talk, ready to chop it up. I hope everybody is doing good. Once again, I appreciate you guys for commenting in the chat, coming in and yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Yeah, Daniel, me too. Me too. I'm glad to be back here in the comfort of my studio. Now, I mean, granted, you know, the car is where I started. Many of you guys probably weren't with me when I started my live podcast or I said live podcast, my lives in the car. But that was a little bit of a probably a comfort zone for me at the time. And when I transitioned over here, it was like, oh my goodness, I'm bringing people into my space. So like you guys are literally in my space in the studio. So we're back here and ready to talk, ready to chat, ready to get into some business, man. Let's see here. Kush says he's about to go somewhere important. Just came to say hello and have a great stream. Thank Kush. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for joining in, even for the little bit of time. Maybe if you get done or finished, you can jump back on. But you know where to find me. I'm here Tuesdays and Fridays every week. So appreciate the comments. Thank you for locking in with me today. Today's gonna be a good day. We're gonna jump right into some of the talks. I see we got some people here in the chat. Yeah, so that's great, Daniel. We're gonna get right into the tech news of today, and it's really kind of centered around Google right now in terms of AI and Google versus AI and Google with advertisements. So it's kind of tech centered. It's also like marketing, and we're just looking at the future of what AI looks like. So as you are joining, let me know where you're joining from around the world. Please come in, give me comments, come say hi. This channel is, we talk about everything, literally, but heavily influenced on tech news and information. So I appreciate you all for joining. Thank you again, once again, to my subscribers, those who follow channel, those who are here, those who have stuck with me through these past few months. I've been up here for about probably 8 to 9 months now. So it's been a good ride. It's been a great time. And so yeah, we we have a lot to sort of share. Great community of people. Even on Saturday, we got into some stuff. We talked about some stuff. I kind of just let the chat dictate to me what we were going to talk about. But yeah, in the news, and I released a video on this. I mean, I talked about on the news how Google. I think I released a video yesterday about how Google has been in a lot of trouble lately. A lot of trouble, mostly even with the government and federal government, and how Google has monopolized the search. But as we know, technology is a mobilizer, and technology does not have a name or a face. Uh, any company can come on the scene at any point in time and be able to sort of shift what this area looks like, what technology looks like. So um, all bets are off. No one is safe in this technology game, especially with with AI. And then you also have a lot of people who are actually against AI and don't believe AI is doing what it has the potential to do. I was watching a show yesterday, and a group of individuals were talking, and one person in particular, I'm not going to name names, but was very like pessimistic about AI's future and well, not even just the future, but what it's doing right now and how the search is just pure crap. Like it's not even it's not even where it's supposed to be. People are overhyping it. You know, the editing, how it takes a long time. It can't even correct itself. And I've seen that in a lot of cases where I'll be my talking to my chat, and yeah, it doesn't do a good job of correcting itself even when you try to correct it. So um, there will be in the future AI, of course, that is able to correct itself, and we're sort of waiting for that. But all in all, I still stand on the side of it's not where it's not where the ball is right now, but it's where the ball is going. So we're watching that ball be kicked down the street, and we're going to see the future of AI eventually, in terms of where we are headed. So I appreciate you joining the chat. Daniel says AI is scary good. Yeah, it is scary good. Um, and the reason why it's so scary good is because what's happening is Google is literally losing ad power. They're losing ad revenue to AI chatbots because Google, from a historical perspective, has been the search engine of choice, and it's also been sort of like a middleman between the consumer or those who search Google and the research that they're looking up. If you are a person that uses Google, or if using or have used Google before, I've used Google plenty of times. um, a lot of times there stands Google, and therefore there stands Google and advertisements in between what I am trying to research. So there's no way I can get away or get around the advertisements if I'm searching something. Well, that's changing, right? That's absolutely changing, and people are now turning to AI bots, like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, to get instant summarized answers without any sort of fogging of marketing, instead of browsing multiple Google results, right? You just get a line of Google results, right? And it's sort of a good thing. So yeah, we're gonna get right into that. But for those who are new to the channel, thank you again for joining. I appreciate you. My name is Brett with Anvil Music and Media. We are here on a Tuesday. This is Tuesday. Um, you guys get a chance. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Um, we're just a community. Uh, yeah, we like to talk, and this is all about tech news, all about the future of tech and as we stand. And part of this has been it's been a like a sort of Cinderella run for me, because I'm able to not only research as I'm online and as I'm live. I'm talking and I'm gathering, giving information, but it also helps me to know where we are and where the future will be. It allows me to do research, and of course I talk to you guys online, and that's what we do. But yeah. So Daniel says, any predictions for GPT-5? Let's see. Any predictions? Any predictions for GT5? Well, I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get into that in a little bit, but back to what I was saying about Google. Google has really started to lose power to lose marketing power to AI. The key to research and to searching is fewer clicks, right? For the consumer, we want to click less. We want to have to, whatever we say, or if we prompt it, or if we type it in, we want fewer ad impressions. Nobody likes ads these days. We just kind of deal with it. Ads are here to stay. That's how revenue is retained. But fewer clicks for Google, plus fewer ad impressions equals less revenue. It's as simple as that, right? It's as simple as that. So AI platforms are becoming discovery tools, right? Uh, Platforms like TikTok, Instagram. That's like TikTok and Instagram are like more along the lines of visual discovery. YouTube Shorts, ChatGPT, Bing, all of these. It's a heavy competition out there. It's a heavy competition. Let's see. Arsenal is in. Hey, Arsenal. Hey, how's it going? You're late. No, you're right on time. We started talking already, and it's good to see you in the chat. It's good to see everybody else. And so, you guys have any questions or comments today? We're just talking about Google, and I've sort of done a little bit of research on Google in terms of the what Google is facing, the future is facing that is pretty high and uncertain. Now, don't get me wrong, Google's not going to go anywhere. Like if Google had to do a total 180, they would absolutely. Even the as big of a company as they are, they've been around for years, so they're not going to just sort of fly away or go into the wind, right? It's just not going to happen. But these search engines that are on literally on Google, like they're coming for the search engine throne. A lot of these search engines are becoming the go-to search engines for younger users and professionals looking for a quick targeted info. It's all about like how fast can I get to the search. Now we all know that because we research everything, we research things daily. Like Daniel, I know for you with how you search, you you don't need you don't need a list or categories of answers. It needs to be specific, right? And so many, like even Gen Z users now, they search on TikTok instead of Google. Like literally, they go to TikTok to be the search. And I don't know if I don't think TikTok is the number one search. Google still is, but as a result of these other search engines, businesses all around the world globally are asking the question, should we advertise on Google? Like, should we, like, is there even a point to, or should we go to other platforms to get our advertisements? Even YouTube, like Google has a search to where if you search a how to sort of thing, you'll get a YouTube video on that, and some of these YouTube videos are ranked. But of course, when you click on the video, you're going to get the ad, right? So yeah, we're just talking about Google and how it is reacting to today's influx of AI platforms. So yeah, Arshnu says everything's going good right now. Just packing a PC at my dad's shop. Okay, I hope things are good with you there at the shop. Did you get the computer? I'm curious if you got that computer. You were able to build the computer we talked about on last week. Hopefully you were able to. Hopefully you were able to do that. So if you are joining the chat and joining the live for the first time, please let me know where you're watching. We're just getting started and talking about Google today. So here's the thing: Google's own AI is cannibalizing its ads. Now, what does that mean? So Google's new AI overviews gives basically summarized answers at the top of the search place. So Google had to become a part of the AI race. I mean, it would have been silly for it not to. But now Google has its own AI overview. It's formerly the search generative experience. That when you research something on Google, what happens is that you will get a summarized answer of whatever you research. So it's really pushing your traditional ads down below, further down in the page, which is crazy. Um, Publishers and advertisers are actually complaining because their click through rates are dropping as a result. So, if you can imagine, if you're a business, if you're a publisher, if you pay for ads, and somebody goes to research a product that maybe you provide or a service that you provide, they're now getting this AI this AI result at the top of the page that summarize basically everything that comes below it, and it's not fair to advertisements, right? Almost to the point where Google's AI is almost too good, right? Because users don't have to click on ads anymore. They don't have to click on what the search engine gives them, right? And so what does Google need to do? Google needs to reinvent advertisement for AI interfaces, right? It's got to somehow integrate it. But the problem with that is Google's not Google's never been a AI search engine. It's just been um, based off of SEO, analytics, algorithms, and how people search. So it's got to really just kind of it's got to really make sure that it provides and starts to provide options, viable options, uh, to reinvent its advertisement, right? So traditional, like we think Google, we think traditional banner ads and paid search, but that's not going to work in a world where people talk to chatbots. It's just not going to work, you know. Yeah, Arsenal, I'm glad the PC is running nice. Awesome, awesome. Sounds like you got it up and running. You said it took you like 2 hours, so which I was surprised. While you building a PC in 2 hours, so but yeah, so Google is now currently, as a result, Google is experimenting with AI generated ads, right? They're experimenting with conversational ads. Now, embedding ads into YouTube AI search, maps, and shop experiences. So they're now starting to embed the ads, and you'll see this when you research. Those who research, I'm curious, and what is you guys' main source of research? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Also, Google may lean harder into YouTube ads, especially with shorts. So this can be probably a good thing for like us if you're a creator, right? And Google starts to use more ads, you're going to get paid for more advertisement. So their shift they are shifting their focus to high intent surfaces. YouTube ads, Google Shopping is another thing. We see it all the time. We just may not use it because of Amazon, right? Most people use Amazon. Google's also using business integrations in Gmail Workplace, so advertisements in your Gmail. Not fun stuff at all. But the reason why I bring this subject up is we have to kind of be sort of watchful of what's happening, because most people, I would say maybe 70 to 80% of people use Google and Gmail. So nobody wants to start seeing Gmail ads in your Gmail account. That's not gonna be fun at all. So saying that to say, um, Google is still the number one ad platform in the world, but it's being forced to pivot from traditional advertisement and a traditional search engine to a new AI driven discovery economy. I love that. So a discovery economy. That's literally the economy centers around what you discover and what you research, because it's all about fast. It's all about fast and quick. And sort of like the age that I'm in, I was talking to a friend yesterday. People are concerned about people becoming dumber and people uh, not learning, but rather just everything they can research and get. And I understand that's like the younger generations thing. It's like, well, yeah, we can just research. We don't even have to worry about retaining any information. So I'm at I feel like I'm at a great space because in my age, I've experienced life enough and I know enough in certain areas to where even when I use, for example, I use ChatGPT. Even when I use ChatGPT, I have context. I have life experience and context to it. I don't just take it for face value, right? That can be very dangerous when you're researching these bots to take them at face value, right? So that's pretty much where we are. Daniel says Google won't pay us more. Yeah, no, Google's not trying to pay anybody, but they're gonna have to pay. They're gonna have to pay somebody. You're either gonna have to pay They got to get money from the consumer, but they got to pay the advertisers, or they have to pay the people who provide the content for its search engine, right? And which are those who still have websites, those who have are content creators, those who are providing value online, and that's really that's really it. So, but yeah, we are right. We're getting we're getting right into it today. So, Daniel, you asked earlier the predictions of GPT or GPT-5. So, of course, it's the successor to GPT-4. So, it looks like some of the predictions is they're going to massively increase the parameters of GTP5. GTP5 is expected to be much larger in terms of a model size, right? Likely on likely it's being trained right now on more parameters and a large, more diverse data set. And I know that all sounds like technical terms, right? But this is really what this means is it's a deeper reasoning for Chat GPT, more context awareness. So, like we talked about earlier, like we have yet to really see an AI model that corrects itself. In order to correct itself, you have to be the AI. The model has to not just have data, but it has to have context awareness. It has to be able to read in between the lines. That's what we as humans do. Most of us have it, right? Most of us can tell an emotional turn or emotional shift in conversation. You're able to read between lines. You can see my facial expression without me saying something. If we are in conversation, whatever my face says, I you should be able to pick up on that. Whatever my tone is, how I'm talking, where I'm faced, what I'm pointing to. These are all context awareness clues that AI is a machine that it does not have, but GP, GPT-5 is going to be focused on better basically better multi-turn conversation. Um, Yeah, AI, as great as it is, it hasn't still gotten it hasn't it still has a long way to go, and we are in the, like I say to you all the time, we're in the beginning stages of AI. Um, Also in GPT-5, they're obviously going to be smarter and more accurate responses. Currently, GPT-4 does a great job. I use it and talk to it almost daily, but some of the responses that I get, if it would not have been for my already awareness of how to how to actually use the machine, because you have to know how to use ChatGPT, you have to know how to use these AI bots. But if you aren't aware of how to, you can ask it a general question and it'll give you a general answer, right? You have to sort of drill down in to get better accurate responses. Well, you shouldn't be able to you shouldn't have to do that. GPT-4 has a ton of hallucinations. It's been tested. There are a few articles out there already that people have given it questions, and it sort of hallucinates. It's like it goes in the left field, right? So GPT-5, as a result, they're looking to minimize those those hallucinations and get better, more accurate responses, right? Um, yeah, Daniel says they are creative tools. Use them like plugins. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got to use them like and I love the word plugins because plugins are literally uh they are little software bots that, and they're not really bots, but they're additives to your software. Whether or not, if you use, like for example, I use Logic Pro, even in Adobe software, these plugins are uploaded as additives to the software that you're using. So if you want to expand expand what you can do within the program, these plugins allow for you to to do that. So yeah, smarter, more accurate responses. I think we're all looking for that. Also, improvements in on math, how they do math, like mathematical reasoning. Uh, it needs to be improvements on that. I mean, I've done some accounting stuff on ChatGPT. It's been amazing, but it's still got some glitches, right? It still has a hard time processing chronologically. So if you give it certain database or a certain Excel information, if you give it like Excel information and tell it to put in chronological, I've tested all of this, like literally. It still helps and does it fast and quick, but you kind of have to really kind of do the math behind it, which is not the point, right? It has to be better with mathematical reasoning. Code generation is another thing. Generating code, that's not something that I necessarily, Daniel, you may have more information on coding, how it codes, but obviously we're at the place where it can code on its own, but the code generation is not where it can be, where it should be. The future of that is it's coming, and it's coming very fast. Coding is a thing that's been around for ages, been around for years, but and first when AI was first introduced, that was one of the main pushes was to have it to code. Coding is great, it's great. So, hey guys, let me know where you're watching from. My name is Brett. Wanted to introduce you to me and my channel. This is Anvil Music and Media. Um, we're just talking tech. This is Tech Tuesdays. I might start calling it that. Well, we give the latest in tech and news and information for you for the tech future, and the rest is just details, right? Tech Tuesdays, love that. So some other things that Chat GPT-5 is looking at is scientific problem solving. So scientific problem solving deals with solving problems around the environment and the space that we live in. Science is, of course, a series of data points that sort of get you to a certain place. So um, some other things. Let's see. GPT-5 needs to work on its more human-like personality. Now, I talked about this before, previously last week. I was talking about AI integration into the medical field and how it's been growing by leaps and bounds. People are able to get medical information. You can even type in medical information. I would advise against that. I mean, make sure that you are using context to whatever you're sort of researching. But these AI bots are being used to provide information to patients around the world, and this is sort of a good thing. But it's also the personality of chat of these AI models is not very how can I say it? It's just not human. It's not human like, so they have to be trained to be more organic, to give less thorough answers, right? Um, it needs to sound more conversational. If you're talking to somebody about their health, you can't be a robot, right? Nobody likes for anybody to just like spit out information like, "Hey, you got this. Have a nice day." Like, we need emotions. We need these bots to be aware. We need them to be real and to have, I don't want to say have feelings, right? Because that just sounds like some iRobot stuff about to happen. But um maybe in the future you may be able to choose different personalities based off of how you interact with your source, right? Conversational styles such as casual, technical, spiritual, humorous, etc. And it does that. It does do a good job of, when I talk to it, it does say, well, would you like this conversational? Would you like this humorous? Would you like it more technical? So when it asks that, I know I need to prompt it to say, I want such and such. I want the research such and such way, and I want to make it conversational. I want it in my tone, right? Deliver it to me in my tone. So yes. Daniel says, "Sorry, I'm quiet." No, you're not quiet. You're good. You're talking. You said I'm uh biking the Nas. What is that? What is that? Let me know what that is, Daniel. I'm not sure um what that is. So these are some things that you can sort of look for GPT-5. Also, GPT-5, they're looking right now for long term. They want better memory, right? Long term memory may be more persistent and user specific with GPT-5. Remembering your preferences. Sometimes I'll go back and say, "Hey, you remember we talked about this?" I'll talk to ChatGPT and ask him. But remembering your preferences, the past projects, even your writing style, it's getting better at that. A lot of people have business goals, right? We have business goals, and we get to use this model as an assistant to help us with these business goals. But a lot of the business goals are not as natural, like as natural flowing. We can imagine talking to another human. That's basically what we're trying to do. We're trying to make it better and more human like. Um, so, memory as far as as far as how it's restores or how it stores memory will likely be an opt-in option and also privacy control because we're giving it information. This is information that we're giving it, and the more information we give it, the more context it has. It feeds off of knowledge, nothing else. It doesn't feed off of money. It doesn't feed off of power. Its power is knowledge, right? These AI power, these AIs, the power that it has or the power it obtains, the power it wants is to obtain knowledge. And it's amazing to me. Like a side note, um, Elon Musk and Google have a lot in common in that Google has been a search engine for 25, 30 plus years. And with it being the number one search engine, what it's done is over the years, it has so much information that people have provided it by searching. So it's really ready to really honestly explode with some type of um, AI source. And I know Gemini is here, but you've got to really think about the information that if you can get information from the community that you serve, it's going to, and it's information over time, right? Because the information gives you sort of different models, how people interact, how they react, the questions that they have. This information is golden. Google has been the information station of the past 15 to 20 years. And why did I say or have Elon Musk? The reason why I said Elon Musk is people were kind of looking at him like he was crazy when he purchased Twitter some 2, 3 years ago. And he, of course, rebranded it into X. But the reason why he purchased a failing social platform, and it looked like a money pit for him, we're now starting to see because Google has also a history of search and a history of text, a history of tweets for years and years and years and years. And that is what really honestly prompted and started the now Twitter based Gronk app that people use. Gronk was built from Twitter. We know, of course, Elon Musk was was a major participant, one of the founders of ChatGPT. So, um, sort of making some moves to get this information because it's all about information now. So, another Daniel says he's cleaning up the cloud. Okay, you cleaning up the cloud, you're getting some more space back. Hey guys, feel free to subscribe to the channel right now. My name is Brett with Anvil. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you guys. Let me know in the comments where you are watching this live from. Don't be afraid to reach out, talk, give me a comment as we are talking about all things AI on this morning. This is Tech Tuesdays. We've talked about Google. We've talked about Chat GPT 5 that's coming out. And I appreciate you guys for joining. If you are or happen to be watching the chat replay or watching this as a replay, I appreciate you for even joining the replay. This is amazing time sort of talk and to get into all of these different all of these things that we've been talking about today. So GPT-5 looks like it's going to release in 2025 or early 2026. It's likely the OpenAI will continue improving GPT 4.5, which that's where we are right now, to different variants, right? While they're training GPT-5. That's just what's happening. So, yeah, and we can go into a sort of comparison, but that's where we are today. Um, so yeah, this is what we've been able to talk. And guys, I've for the longest time I've had a curiosity in it's been a pull for me to learn exactly what's going on. Which we got some more news. Some more news that I wanted to deliver. It looks like Apple is actually eyeing its AI breakthrough with the possibility that it would um, acquire Perplexity. Apple is reportedly currently in talks to acquire or partner with Perplexity AI. This would be a major move. Apple obviously has the money, it has the revenue, right? It has the resources to do this. But we know we've talked about Apple Intelligence and how Siri has been just the worst form of AI ever. It was AI before AI became AI, but you know, it's it's so dated. It's the only thing good about it is that it's voice activated, which is not really anything. So, um, NC Smoke 33, what's going on? Wanted to acknowledge you in the chat. How's everything going? Appreciate you for leaving a comment. So yeah, Daniel says Gronk is progressing at the cost of the community's health in Memphis. Wow, didn't know that. Provide me more context with that. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but that's interesting. That sounds like it's not a good thing. Not that it's progressing at the cost of somebody's health. So yeah, please let me know about that. So no, back to my news. This is huge news, guys. If this were to ever sort of surface and happen, Apple is eyeing literally Perplexity, the acquisition, and this marks a significant step. If a significant step, if Apple is able to acquire this 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 source, so it's kind of crazy. New York Smoke says, "What's goody in the hoodie? Just found this randomly on my homepage. I subbed and clicked the like button. I'm watching live from Brooklyn. Thanks for watching from Brooklyn. Appreciate you for joining the chat. Yeah, yes. You say you found it randomly. I think more things are not random these days than they are. To be honest with you, you probably have an interest in tech, so the algorithm it knows it it absolutely knows. But yeah, NYC Smoke, I appreciate you. Shout out to those in Brooklyn. Shout out to you. So NC Smoke says, oh wait a minute. Daniel says, a let's see. You're saying a XAI versus people of Memphis. They did a lot of it without permits and used methane power stations to get online quickly. It's eating a lot of water. Oh wow, what do you know about this? That is crazy. See, I'm saying like this stuff can be used for good and evil, right? We just hope those who are good are going to outpower the evil. So yeah, so that's crazy. I'm gonna look that up. So the XAI in Memphis, they looks like they launched a Colossus supercomputer in South Memphis last year, with powered by methane gas turbines. Well, methane gas is not good for anything, not just water alone. This is crazy. This is crazy. So did a lot without permits and use method. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. So you're talking about environment violations, and permits that probably were used uh, illegally. Um, turbines are not a good thing. Like turbines apparently emit up to 2,000 tons of nitrogen oxides annually. So yeah, go figure it out. Plus formaldehyde, like that's formaldehyde. Y'all, you guys remember formaldehyde? People use that to kill rats, right? That creates a serious health risk for um, a region in Memphis. Memphis already is burdened by high rates of asthma and cancer. Go figure. I mean, you stick these plants in these places where these people are with low economic situations, and a low economy. Um, you can pretty much get away with anything. So apparently that facility is estimated to use like 5 to 6 million gallons of water per day, potentially straining the local aquifers. So that's no good, man. That's no good. That's no good. Let's see who else is in the chat. All things new. Good morning. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. I look like we got some first timers here. My name is Brett with Anvil Music and Media, where I used to say we turn research into results that matter. I don't really say that anymore, but we're here as a tech channel. I'm giving my Tech Tuesday information. We're hanging out, guys, in the studio. Last week I was in my car riding around. Well, we had some fun. I went to the theme park with my family. Enjoyed some of the sun. This week I'm not going to be outside. Guys, we got heat indexes of like 115 here where I am. And I live in the US, so yeah. Hope that you guys in the US stay safe out there, especially if you're on the East Coast. It's going to be a hot week. It's probably already 91 right now, whatever time it is. But yeah, good morning to you, all things new. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for joining the channel. Hope that you guys would like and subscribe to the channel if you get a chance. NC Smoke, let's see. NC Smoke says, I'm into tech. So I'm glad I stumbled onto this channel. Information is definitely interesting. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate it. And you guys have as much to offer as I do. I'm not the only voice. I just happen to be talking. And I'm on here. This is the live. This is my channel. But we sort of share the platform. So anything that you guys would like to discuss, I am totally down for it, as long as it's within reason of discussion, right? Um, so yeah, tech is where it's at, man. Appreciate you, like I said, for commenting. Yeah, let's lock in. NC Smoke 33 says the only time I use ChatGPT is through Siri. Nice, but I'm open to learning more about it generally. Yes, and we are all open. I'm open as well. NC Smoke, like, um, this is the future, and this has probably been and I said this before. This has been one of the reasons and one of the factors that has allowed me to learn, because I'm now on I literally am on live. We're on live Tuesdays and Fridays every week, and as a side project, I'm sort of learning AI and the structure of AI and how it's going to affect us in the future. Um, what are some potential factors of AI that will affect us in the future? Where will it affect us? What are some social and economic implications of the future of AI? This is what we want to know, right? So welcome to the chat. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you for locking in. It's been awesome. It's been awesome. Daniel says, yeah, I just use the search term a XAI versus Memphis. It has all the details. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like you're on the news, man. That's crazy. And so guys, like, and I know sometimes it may seem like it's overwhelming, but it's not really about just about AI, but it's really shifting how we think and how we live, how we work, how we relate to one another. and the pace is only accelerating, right? It's only accelerating. And here's sort of a little bit of a breakdown of how AI will affect us probably in the next 5 to 15 years. Number one, and then people have talked about it already, AI is going to affect us in work and employment. There's already an uprising about people who are tired and people who are distraught about losing jobs and the labor in the workforce. Um, you know, if you work in a mailroom or you work in a post office, right? These sort of jobs, office jobs, admin, finance, legal research. You're talking about paralegals, right? All of these things, jobs are being replaced, right? It's not that it's not going to generate more jobs, but AI is basically here to automate repetitive tasks, right? And it's here to analyze data even faster and even generate um, creative content, right? So that's the space, and that's where we're heading, and how it's going to affect work and employment. It's going to reshape jobs. It's going to reshape creative fields. We already see that with the music industry. There are AI musicians out there that you can tap into and sort of craft them in the way you want to creatively. That's another conversation. I have my opinion on that because I'm in my studio. As you can see, I'm in my studio. Um, Not everything's open. I didn't turn my computer on, but I have very much an affinity for the music industry because I do produce music as sort of a little side gig, side hustle. But the creative fields is going to be affected, not just in music, in film, television. Daniel, we talked about that Saturday. Hollywood is dead. Like it is what it is. That's just what it is. AI is going to affect us in customer service, right? With chatbots and voice assistants, we're already seeing that, right? Transportation, oh gosh, like transportation it's here. Self-driving, logistics, deliveries. Just go research Amazon. You can see that already happening. So while some jobs may disappear, others will be created as a result. So you don't have to worry about too much. You just have to learn. You really have to learn the software, and that's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing to sort of I say it's you don't want to be behind the wave, you want to be surfing the wave, because if you're behind the curve, you're going to be swept under. To surf a wave, you got to be on top of it, got to be on top of things, got to be on top of the research, right? So other jobs are going to be created as a result of this influx of information and software. So let's see. NC Smoke says it sucks to see people making songs with AI thinking they have some sort of talent. Yeah, yeah. And NC Smoke, to be honest with you, there's been a major shift in the music industry yet again. The first shift was really from talent because they used to have A&I used to have A&R who would go out and research actual talent, like people with talent. If you would think back to I'm dating myself, like back to the Britney Spears days, like the days of pop and kid pop and all of that. Like, yes, there's arguments that certain artists don't know how to sing back in the early 2000s, but at least they had a little bit of singing, they had a little bit of the looks as well, or a lot of the looks, like, because that's what it was about. And so those who were talented would get pushed to the back because if you didn't have a look, if you weren't polished enough for the public, you wouldn't make it in the music industry. And then that shifted from looks and sort of popularity to now online and what an artist's presence is online. There's not literally like no A&Rs. There's no A&Rs here. The A&Rs literally go on YouTube and find the person who has the most followers. So it's all literally about popularity now. It's not even music is not even about those who are gifted and talented. So this actually started before AI. AI was just like gonna be. I think there's certain trajectories of this software, and the trajectory is that it's inevitable that this was going to happen because we were already sort of here. So now with AI, it's like Now we're going from shifting to popularity because nobody cares what the music sounds like, are you popular? Do you have a ton of followers? Are you, are you what's now? What's right now? And so that's cool. But that combined with AI, it's just not a good look. So anyway, yeah. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it started way before AI. We like to point the finger at AI, but like, this is where we are going in society. I mean, you can look at even the introduction or the invention of the internet. Right? There was a lot of things. We had the dot com bubble. In 2000, everybody was trying to figure out if we were going to be living, or if the world was going to blow up because the clocks would not sort of work itself out. And it's funny now to think about that, right? Some 25 years ago, the turn of the century, we sort of lived through all of these experiences, and people tend to forget history. They tend to forget how we've like sort of come through that, and the establishment of the internet and what it brings and what it brings to the table. So, yeah, let's get back to it. How else will AI affect us, guys? AI affect us is going to affect us in healthcare. We were just talking about it earlier. It's going to predict diseases and issues far earlier with better diagnostics, right? It's going to allow people to have personalized treatments. It's nothing like that, but it's going to use data to personalize your treatments from your genetics, habits, and your history. I would not be surprised within the next 5 to 10 years that we start wearing clothes that are AI generated, that take data, and it continuously takes data in our clothes. Like, it's already happening. We wear watches. That's the start of it. Gotta see what's happening in the world. Like, we have watches that take your steps, take your blood pressure, the whole nine. Like, it's a whole different animal for healthcare. But there are also risks to these diagnoses, right? Especially in like underrepresented populations. So just got to be careful of that. So work and employment, two things: healthcare, moving down to education. Education is another big thing. AI tutors, learning platforms. AI is now integrated with schools. My sister is a professor, and she absolutely hates it because she has to contend with how does she teach in a classroom that is now people. That's what kids and her students go to. So I have to figure out how to make custom learning paths for students, right? Teachers will become more like learning coaches, right? I can coach you, but you're going to go do the research. You have the research available to you. You can research whatever you want to, but I'm going to help you and assist you and be a coach. Um, however, AI could also widen the gap between students and with tech access and those who don't have it. We got to think about these populations of people who don't have it. So maybe I'll name this video like a general AI overview of what the future looks like in tech. And so let's see. Daniel says, I requested a copy of Mrs. Space Nuts MRI so I can read it with an AI. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably smart. These doctors get paid for MRIs, man. They get subsidized. This is another question. Like, so your doctor's requesting you to get an MRI or X-ray. Like, they're getting paid. They're getting stipends for this. But yeah, you ask it to read. I ask it to read my accounting reports that I get from my business, and it does a fantastic job. I tell it to summarize it for me because I don't really like. I have the time, and you know, I should actually sit down and look at these reports, but sometimes it's just like I need to know the summary. Just summarize it for me. Let me know what's going on with it. So yeah, cool. NC Smoke says true. I wear my watch all the time. Yeah, so yeah, you wear your watch all the time. Last week, we were out at the park, got like 10,000 steps. Felt good because it's like, okay, I want to know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm walking. If I'm getting enough steps a day, I think you're supposed to get 5 to 10,000. I don't know, 7 to 10,000 steps a day. Seems like a lot because who does that? But yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. I don't know what 10,000 steps equates to, but the point is you're getting information and data to help you further and better your life. It's for the quality of life. The last few things, AI is going to change, and we got to watch it, and we got to be watching very carefully. Is government and policies. This raises red flags because government is like they're really you got to be really careful because there are a lot of surveillance tactics out here. There's a threat to civil liberties of the government. There's also algorithmic biases against marginalized groups. Daniel, you just talked about it with Memphis, right? They're using these turbines to build this supercomputer that generates methane. It's like, what in the world? So you got to watch out for the government structure of AI. The last few things are media misinformation and what can be deemed as the truth. Right, generative AI will make fake news, voice coloring. It's going to clone you. Misinformation is going to be out there, and it's going to be easier to produce and spread. And that's why even in the U.S., it's such hard to get on one accord in one place because there's so many different media platforms and just it's it used to be we would watch three different news platforms like CNN, MSNBC, and maybe it was one back in the day. So you would get your news through one source, which that can have its good. It can have its you know pluses and minuses, but now it's like it's what's real will become harder, right? And it's going to influence elections. It's going to influence the market and even social trust. Like how many people already distrust what AI is doing? Well, yeah, that's the real. Let's see. Uh, Daniel says AI accounting is also helpful at tax season. Absolutely. Like it cuts your time in half of what you can do, and that's amazing, right? Especially if you run a business, have a business, you gotta tap into what AI can provide you. Daniel says I made a fake news article about nuclear ponies being deployed to fight LA riots. You did. Well, how did that experiment go? How much traction did you get on that, or did you throw it out there and say we were gonna get some ponies out there, nuclear ponies out there fighting? I mean, it must have worked, right? Because I don't hear any more about the LA riots. Right, so maybe they helped. Maybe the ponies helped out the police. I don't know. So yeah, um, but yeah, we're talking about it: media, misinformation, and truth. Right? What is the real truth about what's being spread on social platforms? AI is also going to influence relationships and social dynamics. There are already AI companions out there, therapists, influencers. I don't even want to talk about the companions. That's so weird. It weirds me out. But I have to kind of get used to thinking about that, right? AI is going to influence. AI will influence how people relate, how they date, and it's going to even form different communities. There's a growing trend out there of emotional outsourcing. So emotional outsourcing is basically, oh, let me go talk to my bot, my synthetic personality, so I can get, and so he or she can hear me. It's weird. It is weird for me, but I mean that's it. I mean that's what it is. It is what it is. Sure, Daniel. Yeah, yeah. You can email me that. You can email me that copy. But yeah, social implications. So job displacement. A lot of blue collar jobs are just being wiped out because they're going to be lost to automation. There are going to be skills gaps. So, like I said, people without digital or AI literacy are going to be left behind, and it's going to be those who are literate are going to be here, and they're going to be those who are illiterate with AI are going to be here. And guess who's going to have the control? It's not going to be the AI. It's going to be the people who are educated and who are using AI. So that's why I said this video even now is important in these series of videos that I've been talking about. It's been a couple months, and you guys are free to join me every Tuesday and every Friday. I may even come on tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. May come on tomorrow and give some more information. Mental health is another thing. As a consistent engagement with AI is probably not the healthiest, right? Because it's going to further cause identity confusion. We don't need that. We don't need any more identity confusion in the world. Um, there's also access to AI tools can further widen the gap between the rich and poor. I just talked about it. It's going to widen the gap because those who use it and those who know how to use it, they're going to become richer and richer. It's going to widen the gap between urban and rural. I never did like those words, urban and rural. I feel like they were like code words for other things. But if you're connected versus being disconnected, it's gonna really cause a stir, and it's already doing it. It's a total disruptor, and we didn't realize what the next disruptor. And it's sort of AI came in on the tail ends of the pandemic, right? So the economic implications is, productivity, in new industries, universal basic income, data as currency, all these different things we're going to talk about and get into. But this is sort of an introductory video to the future of AI. And so I would encourage you guys to continue to stick around. Check me out every week. I appreciate those who are here faithfully. Daniel, you're amazing. Arshnu was here earlier. I think he may have jumped off. NC Smoke, so glad to see you in the chat. Thank you guys for hanging out. This is been great. You guys, we're gonna have a great week, and I hope to see you guys soon. Oh yeah, all things new. Thank you again for joining the chat. Hopefully you can if you get a chance, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you for joining us today. That's all I have, guys, for this video. I've actually got to run. I would normally hang around, but I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you either tomorrow. You can come back and check tomorrow, see if I'm up here, or Friday. Hit the notification to make sure that you get notified when I'm on here. Once again, this is Brett with Anvil Music Media. Thank you so much for joining. You guys have a great day.